In this video, we're going to look at how to add sections to your form and how to preview the form before sending it out. So this is an emergency staff form. I'm collecting emergency information and I need them to answer the following questions. So my last question here might be, do you have any allergies? Yes or no? And based on their answer, I might need further information. So if the answer is no, they might be done with the survey, don't need any more information. But if the answer is yes, then I'm going to want a list or a record of those allergies for our files. So I've made this question required. And if you go to the three dots next to the required toggle, it says go to a section based on answer. Okay, that's going to become important for us. Before I say that I want it to go to a specific section, I need to add a section in. So I'm going to click on this bottom little icon here to add a section. And when I click on that, you'll see that down here it's add a section 2. Okay, now I have section 1 where they started and section 2. Okay, one thing I want to point out is you'll notice that after section 1, it's asking where I want them to go. Okay, I don't want them to continue to next section. If they choose no, I want them to submit the form. They don't need to add any extra information. So that's really important that you say where you want them to go when they're done answering that question. Okay, I want them to submit the form. Now I'm going to come back in this question and I want them to go to a section, my section 2, based on the answer. Okay, so you'll notice that when I click that option, it's now asking me where I want them to go. So if they say, yes, I do have an allergy and I want to collect more information from them, I want them to go to my section 2. Okay. If they say no, I want them to submit the form. They're done with the form. I don't need any additional information. Okay. Then I'm going to come down to section 2 and I'm going to call it more information. Okay. And I don't have to add a description here unless you would like to. I'm going to call it more information, and I'm going to add an additional question in section 2 saying, please provide a list of allergies. Okay. And I'm going to give them a paragraph form, who knows how many allergies they have, so there's plenty of space to fill in that additional information. And I'm going to make this required. Okay. So now when they get to this question, you'll see that we're going to go to section 2, which is titled more information. And if they say no, then they're going to submit the form, and that matches up with this here. Okay. Adding sections allows you to get additional information. Another way to use sections is when you have a long survey. You don't want your staff to just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, or if you're giving out to parents, I don't know if you've ever opened a survey and you saw that there were 50 questions and you thought, I'm not going to do this. Well, adding sections kind of makes it nice and concise. So you can have 4 questions on the first page and then have them continue to the next section where there's another 5 questions into the next section. And it kind of just breaks it up as they're going through the form. Okay, so we have it set up to go to a section based on their answer. Okay, up here at the top, if you remember, there's this little eyeball here for a preview. Before you ever send out a form, it's best to preview. And when you click on this eyeball, you'll notice that it opens a new tab and it lets you see the form exactly like those that you're going to send it to. So it'll give them their description. It'll remind them that if there's an asterisk, a red asterisk next to it, that question is required to move forward. And you'll notice that we added a section, but you're not going to see that second section until they get to this question, and it'll tell them where to go. So let's try filling it out. So I'm going to give it a try. I want to make sure that the form does exactly what I want. So let's first do no. I don't have any allergies, and I'm going to click next, and you'll notice that it's submitting my form and it's all done. And I'll click submit, and I've now submitted my answer. Okay. I'm going to submit another response, and I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to show you what happens when we go to the next section. So yes, I do have several allergies. I'm going to click next. And now you see that it's asking for more information before we submit the form. I'm going to say, well, I'm allergic to almonds, so I'll put almonds there. Okay. And then I can submit the form, and now I am done with the form there. So that's how our sections work. And it's helpful so that only the people that need to provide additional information are providing that additional information. Okay. When you're done with the preview, you can close out, and you'll notice the tab is still open if you need to do anything or make any changes. In our next video, we'll go over the responses that are collected and how to properly send out the form.